Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, good morning. Coffee moaning. That title stuck, hasn't it? We used to be coffeed, didn't it? When we were in the middle of COVID.
And then I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like it because...
Morning, everyone.
It just reminded me of coffee.
Of what? Coffee? It reminded me of coffee, which I like. COVID. Morning all. Belinda Adams, Teresa Saunders, Joanne Littlewood, Jean McVicker. Where are you in New Zealand? Oh, you're talking to someone else, sorry. What's everyone having for breakfast? Good question. What are you having for breakfast, Nads?
Oh, God, I'd love the whole thing. I'd love everything. I'd love egg, bacon,
Well, what would you like for
sausage.
breakfast?
Well, I've just realised I haven't offered Lisa anything for breakfast. Lisa's here.
Just screen left is Lacey Lou.
Because we never have breakfast.
Oh, shit. She's sitting there
I'll make some
pining. How are we all? Banana, Emma McGregor. I presume that's what you're eating. You're not just calling us a banana. I've got my tea, Leo, sending you. Leo, can I just say, I never get a chance because there are so many coming up, but your art has gone to an even
really
newer level
it.
of phenomenalness.
Really like it. FIFA boy Darren, welcome as a family guest. Oh, I thought you already were one.
Yeah.
Welcome as a family guest, honey. Welcome.
Katie Johnston, Malt Loaf. That's a good name for malt loaf. I love malt loaf. If you left me in a room with a malt loaf, I would savage it and probably carve it into a shape.
I am going to give her a fry up, Ashley, but I'm going to give it in my new Ninja grill.
Ooh.
So I'm going to show you, Lisa, how you use it.
So let's talk about it. The elephant in the room. Christine Lampard was saying hi on Nadia's Insta Live, but you missed it. So you blanked my girl crush.
I blanked Christine Lampard. I didn't mean to, Christine.
Whoa.
I'm having lunch with her on Thursday, actually.
Yeah, you blanked Christine Lampard.
You're going to be so jealous. I'm having lunch with Christine on Thursday.
Oh.
He's got such a crush on her, Lisa.
Did you take the lure pack with you?
I love you. Do I tell you enough that I love you?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't do any more than.
No, it's nice.
I know Emily, I was mentioned on Good Morning Britain this morning.
Yeah, let's talk about that shit. Piers and Nadia. So what's going on with you two? Hey? What's happening?
I don't know.
What's this?
He doesn't like women showing their bodies, I think, unless it's like a really perfect, what is in his mind, perfect body. Put it away, Nadia. This was on my Instagram feed. I was doing a parody, not taking a piss, out of Gwyneth Paltrow's nude photo, where she says the reason she's able to be nude is because of her Goop body butter that's £120. So I just did a parody of that with my naked body holding a packet of Lurpak and saying butter does it for me too.
Welcome, Max F. To clarify, Max F, welcome as a
I've
family.
got to do a dance for Max F and Darren Boy.
Yeah.
Welcome. Oh no, I can't do that on the knee.
Be careful with your legs, babe. You'll see in the vlog coming that her knee makes astonishing noises.
Who is it? Welcome, Darren, and who?
It's Max and
welcome,
Max F.
Welcome, Darren. Welcome, Max, and welcome, Darren.
Careful.
Welcome, Max. Welcome, Max.
Oh my
welcome,
God.
Max, and welcome, Darren. Lisa, if you're wondering why this song is so awful, that's the whole point. You look deranged. I do a bad song.
You do look deranged.
I have to do a bad
song. So can we just clarify that you weren't shaming? You're not mocking. Are you mocking? What's her name? Gwyneth.
I'm mocking the world of perfection
Precisely.
on Instagram. That's what I'm mocking.
I think a few people are kind of like, why are you knocking someone who's like powerful about their body and all that kind of stuff? I think it's the fact that I think Piers manifests the whole problem in that he says to you put your body away, but he doesn't say to Gwyneth put her body away.
No, exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the point is, it doesn't matter what I look like because people say, "Oh, but you looked really nice." It's not about. That's not the point. I just look like I am, like a mum that hasn't done loads of exercise through her life, had 2 kids, breastfed both of them, and that's just the body that I've got now. And it's not about, oh, you've got a beautiful body. It's a body. You know, bodies are bodies, and every body has the right to be whatever they are.
Mm.
It's a live body.
I like your body.
Thank you, darling.
It's a strong body.
Thank you.
It's a body.
My knee wasn't very strong last night.
Your knee was really bad last night. She was making all... Libra Heart. Hello, morning, managed to catch you. It's lovely that you've called us. Gabrielle, I would repeat what you're saying. I'll show it, but I won't say it. Just in case. Grace Kelly Foylan, it's your 49th birthday today.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grace Kelly Foylan. Happy birthday to...
I feel like George Dawes, the scores on the doors when we do that.
Thank you. Somebody's just said there, that's exactly it.
What?
Oh, God.
What have you done?
Georgina Duffy, no, it's not knocking her body or her image. It's bringing some reality that buying £120 body butter won't allow you to be naked.
I've ordered you loads.
That's what she's saying. She actually says, my Goop body butter allows me to stand naked.
Can I say that the word goop is an unfortunate word for a product?
It is weird.
It sounds like gloop. Maybe they don't have that in America.
And anyone that thinks I'm knocking Gwyneth Paltrow's body is batshit crazy and is looking for a problem. It's quite clear from everything I've said for years that I never am knocking anyone for anything.
Hannah Gunnell, enjoy your day off working for the NHS. Thank you for all your hard work. You deserve a day off. That's something I should have popped in the title today. A lot of people. There's a new poll out that the Huffington Post is reporting about. I'd be curious to know what you make of this.
Me too, Sharon.
Most business leaders, 75% of business leaders, support the idea of a 4-day week.
Sorry, I've just got to stop 1 second. God. Just 1 second. Georgina Spencer, that's really interesting. Morning, guys. What do you think of this? My husband works on the high street and the company have told the staff to turn off their track and trace app so they don't get unnecessary notifications, i.e. what they might have to take time off work.
Well, that's interesting. That feeds into what I'm saying.
That's from a boss. I've never heard that.
Isn't that illegal? I think that's illegal. I don't know if it's illegal because there's so many laws are coming in that are so fast. I don't even know if it's strictly illegal.
If I were your husband, I would actually whistleblow on that because however much of a fuck up this whole track and trace thing has been, it is really our only way out of this, and everybody, as many people as possible.
But we need to see more NHS QR symbols. I haven't seen any. I've been in places. I've tried their resident ones, but they don't have any.
It's the only one we've got though, so we've just got to try and make it work. On that
note, so there's a poll today which was just saying in which 75% of business leaders in the UK believe that a 4-day week is the time to strike and enact a 4-day week.
I think so. I agree.
And the rationale is this. We work the most hours in Europe. Our productivity is less than every other European country, even though we work more hours than other European countries. So their idea is that work for 4 days, increase productivity, better work-life balance. I think that's an absolute win-win.
Absolutely. And why would anyone argue with that?
And in this time where they call them zombie jobs, don't they? Where there are all sorts of kind of jobs that are created within the sort of economy that don't. There's a sort of small reason for them, but there's not a massive reason for them. So if you could concertina and concentrate that work into 4 days, it might even allow some people who have to do the gig economy and take more than one job, more flexibility to be able to pick up another job. Do you know what I mean? And supplement their earnings. I just think it might be good. I think it could be a good thing if managed in the right way. Someone's struggling there, I just saw.
Charlene Hayden Fox, good morning, Nadia and Mark. I could really do with some help. My boyfriend has been sectioned. How do I deal with it? Oh, God. Please can I have a shout. Charlene. First of all, you can have a shout, Charlene, and say, I'm really, our heart goes out to you. But what I would say is, obviously, we are not in any way qualified to help that. I would absolutely 100% urge you to contact the Samaritans because they are able to, if they can't deal with you directly, they will be able to give you the right people to give you support, and you do need support. That's a really scary thing.
And I think the misnomer about the Samaritans is that they only deal with sort of people on the very edge of ending their life and stuff like that. They don't. They'll manage any crisis, emotional crisis, and they'll steer you to the right direction. So it's 116123.
Imran's son Abhinav, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Abhinav, happy birthday to you.
Tim Reed, sending you
Charlene,
regards.
sending you lots of love. Get off here now and ring the Samaritans. They're going to be best placed to help.
Jill Lister has just popped the number up again there.
Thank you, Jill.
So 4-day weeks are coming up. I know the Labour Party are very keen on this. Mark, how's your head today after your 6-minute vlog the other day? After being inside my head? I feel like I'm vaguely... Well, that is a portrait of being inside my head most of the time. So I'm afraid I'll probably end up back in that labyrinthine place.
Sophia. Good for you, Sophia.
Sophia Mann. Oh, great. Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you, Jennifer Sherwood. This is my new fave channel, Ketamine Kyle. Great name. If you haven't seen...
Do you guys ever argue? Somebody's just said.
Yeah. Do we? Where's that?
Just went up. Do you guys ever argue? Lisa's quite laughing.
Rawley's little
The
girl.
girl. Do
If
you guys
so,
ever
what
argue?
about
Absolute
the most
couple goals.
absolute nonsense?
We never remember. And that's a good thing, isn't it? We have massive rows. We have the same 5 rows throughout our entire marriage, like all people that are married do. You just keep circling. But we do a podcast that's on here as well, How to Stay Married So Far, in which we've covered loads of topics. But what I would say is, we just work hard at our marriage, and that's what you have to do. Ellery Hunt. Oh, welcome, Ellery Hunt. Oh, welcome, Ellery Hunt.
We love your name, Ellery.
Welcome, Ellery Hunt.
I love that
Maybe
name.
that's why
Ellery.
you were...
Don't you love
I
Ellery?
love that name. I've never heard of it. Ellery.
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 I was horrified to see. So one of the big stories.
Louise Jones, definitely see the doctor or talk to the doctor before taking the vitamin D. I would. Don't just take it if you're worried about your stomach and stuff. It's always better with these things to take professional advice.
Oh, my news app has died. I'm just getting on my phone. One of the big news stories today, though, is obviously whether who thinks, we like these kind of questions, who thinks the government now has too much control over this COVID crisis? Have they got too much control? Do they need to be held to account?
It's very difficult, isn't it? Because obviously, we're going to get Lisa to say hello at the end, guys. People are wanting to see you, Lisa.
Aww.
Put your lippy on, love. I'm joking. Welcome, Joe and Terry. Welcome, Joe and Terry. Welcome,
Joe and Terry. So what's your opinion? Do you think their creep has reached too far?
I think that it's really tricky, isn't it? Because obviously you've got to be able to bend the rules and move things through very quickly without a discussion on every single thing, because we are in a crisis.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with the way the government have dealt with this. I think it's a pile of poo, but I also totally recognise that it's the most unholy job. And some things they've got right and a lot they've got wrong. But I think now, and I understand why the rules were bent. I mean, how would you describe what's actually been done? That things get passed through very quickly. What's the actual terminology?
For what?
Well, the fact that they can pass laws and everything
They're not
without
passing
any...
laws.
Not laws, but what's what I'm saying?
It's an emergency situation, so they're having to make huge, fast crisis management recommendations. So it's like we're in a wartime. It's like a wartime cabinet. I don't know if there's a term for it.
Yeah. Okay. So there isn't a term. That's what I wanted to know. But so things like that, it feels as a nation that they all sort of... This is what it feels like to me. Boris kind of has a bit of a meeting with a few of the people, and then he comes out and makes a bit of a bumbling decision and comes out and tells us this, and then it doesn't work, and then he changes his mind. That's how it feels at the moment. And really, by what we're hearing from Parliament is that this is what it feels like for a lot of people. What is it, like 80? How many people is it now?
Well, yeah, they're in a situation where they have a huge kind of rebellion on their hands.
It's a big rebellion going on within the Conservative Party,
Yeah.
saying we have to discuss these issues. You can't just be making decisions. We're eating away at our
democracy and our freedom and our liberties.
because you're just making these decisions without any discussion. So
I mean,
I think it's time for them to do that.
There was a
and I'm
speech
pleased.
by a particular, I can't remember who it was, I think it was a Conservative MP, in fact, who said from the backbenches something like, how do you think draconian governments
really good
develop?
speech. Yeah.
You know, they don't start with we're going to be draconian.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nibbling away.
It's a nibbling away, and then we get used to that nibble, and then we get used to the fact that that's curtailed, that right, and then we don't question it, and then we're living within it.
I mean, if you think about it, we're already used. We're all going, will we not be allowed to go out in a few weeks? That is totally extraordinary. That we could be fined potentially £10,000. Our children could be fined £100 for being out in the park with their friends. That is an extraordinary shift in the way that we live. And I think it is now time for Parliament to put their foot down and say, right, come on, this needs to be done in a more democratic way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I think what's going to happen today, though, is the government isn't going to be challenged.
No, I'm afraid he hasn't, Imran.
What?
He hasn't. Maddie's friend hasn't been found.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's still missing.
I think the government won't change. I think what the government's going to do is they're going to negotiate with all their backbenchers, and they're going to just say that there's more cooperation. It's a really difficult one because they need the nimbleness and the fleetness of foot to be able to kind of react quickly to a changing situation. So like yesterday, lots and lots of regionalised lockdowns and changes to social. If they had to go through the sort of process of passing a law for everything or even discussing it, Sometimes it would have to go to the House of Lords, then it has to come back down. You know, it's a huge... So I think they're between a rock and a hard place. I do think they need a more cross-party dialogue. I think there should be a more sort of collective discussion about these things. You know, perhaps have someone from the Labour Party or some other representatives in there. Irian Tyler Paris, really interesting. When the government reduced the working week from 6 days to 5, the goal was to eventually reduce it to 4. I didn't know that. Productivity increased and went up for decades, but stayed steady now for years.
Wow.
So in a weird way, by doing that, it might do that.
Wow.
Which is quite clever.
I think, you know, and I think we need to, it's all right, darling.
sweetie.
Doesn't matter. It's Lisa.
It's Lise.
Playing with her phone. She's playing with
Get off you, porn.
Get off your OnlyFans.
So yeah, so I think, you know, that's all coming. So, you know, this idea that Big Brother's watching, I do think there's a sense, you know, I think people, in a weird way, as the social dilemma says, we are unaware of how watched we are without cameras watching us, if you know what I mean. The global death toll today has hit 1 million. So the WHO have said that is a very grim and sort of stark reminder of this pandemic's reach and hit.
It's horrendous, but I wish they wouldn't talk in those terms.
Right.
Everybody is now scared. Right?
But to be devil's
don't have to
advocate, I mean,
scare
anything
anyone.
that kills 1 million people has to be given some serious.
Yeah, but I do think everybody's scared. I think we've achieved that.
Yeah, I think people are scared, but I think it's a reminder. I mean, I don't think you could pass 1 million deaths and not remark on it. You know what I mean? Globally, I think.
I don't know. I suppose I'm just weary of the fear. I think we all are weary of the fear, aren't we?
Louise Jones, you did mention this. Did you hear about this nasal spray that
Yes.
could 98% help fight against COVID? Tell us more.
They have tested this nasal spray on ferrets.
Oh. That means it'll work really well on me. That means it'll work really well on me.
And I can't remember because I read it yesterday, but I think it works along the lines of they think it could prevent. I think it's going to be very good in the use of symptomatic and asymptomatic
Poor
people
ferrets,
in
as
passing
Emily.
Yeah, and poor ferrets,
Poor
exactly.
ferrets.
But there's going to be a 4-month trial, I think.
Right.
So yeah.
Regards to Llanelli, Amanda 197020009. You're all in lockdown there, aren't you?
Oh, big love.
Raspberry Mojito Girl, I just love saying your name. It's always so cool. And of course, now here's the weird thing. Does anyone know students in a lockdown nightmare vile situation? Does anyone know about any... Because we keep... Again, I wonder whether... This is a bad story for students. We're very sympathetic to the whole kind of university situation. I think rebates and reconsidering how they manage their finances for the first time should be considered. Every time we talk to kids, no one seems to know anyone who's been affected by these restrictions. Do you know anyone who's being locked in and told to stay in there?
Well, I do think it's the people that have been tested positive and then all those people that they've been around. Because don't forget, universities are huge, sprawling places.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, again, because when I look into the story, they say something like 500 students. There have been 500 cases amongst the 30 UK universities. That doesn't sound a lot. I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to work out whether, once again, this is a news story that's clickbaitable and
interesting.
And I just think, again, when you start to dig into it and you start to look at the numbers, I always find the numbers are very, very uncompelling when you sort of go into them. Almost all stories with COVID, the headline precedes.
But I think the big problem is that a lot of people aren't getting. There was 2 girls that were talking very eloquently on Sky yesterday. One was a criminologist and one was doing textiles, and they were saying that they're getting 1 hour face to face, and they're in a house. They're in with 6 people, and they're not allowed to go anywhere. They're not allowed to go out. They're not allowed to go to pubs. They can work in the pub, but they can't go and visit the pub.
Right.
And it just sounded like a dire situation.
Is that true? They can work in the pub, but they can't visit.
Go to
Is
the
that
pub,
right?
Yeah.
Is that the law? Oh God, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And they're getting 1 hour's face to face.
Wow.
She said, I might as well have stayed at home.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm really struggling. I'm studying criminology. I'm not getting the help that I need. She's struggling with it.
Right.
You know, and I just thought, I don't think it's just about whether you're having to self-isolate or not. I think that personally, I think this first term, they should have just held off. But I did see somebody talking from the university yesterday, and we must remember this, you know. He said, university lecturers have made all these films. They're working incredibly hard. They are up against it in a different way. And we don't want to... the fuck up from the government. We mustn't just turn our guns on the university and university lecturers. No. And you can feel a little bit of it going that kind of way now. You know, taking university advice, all of that. I think it's just a very difficult time for everybody.
Yeah. On the one show, Belinda Adams, it followed new students into their first weeks and they've been told to lock down even if they don't have any symptoms. Right. So even though there are 500 cases.
Oh yes,
far
that was
more
what I mean.
people-
It's all the people that they come in.
Right.
So they're going, oh, this whole block you've got to shut down.
Right, okay.
Yes. Oh, I thought. Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant only 500 people
Yeah,
are
yeah,
having to
yeah.
self-isolate.
Jason
No.
Nichols, poor students are paying rent to stay in their rooms and have virtual lectures. They should have been told to stay at home. It does beg the question, doesn't
Absolutely,
it? I mean, they might not have
absolutely.
wanted to. I think the reason
But
many
just-
students will have gone was because they thought they'd have eked a little bit of the experience out of it.
Well, it was interesting. I was listening to one of the mums talking on the news yesterday, and she said, you know, we really did consider this. She goes, but at the end of the day, what was she going to do at home? She was really keen to just get on with her life and get on with this next stage of her life. She can't get a job locally. She can't do anything. So she thought I might as well. So I think that's probably what most people have said. But my big issue with it, did not anybody not consider the fact that that mass migration across the country was going to take asymptomatic people to areas where maybe there hadn't been COVID and spread COVID?
And vice versa when they all return for Christmas.
Exactly.
I mean, there is a dilemma there. So, I mean,
exactly.
I personally,
Why
I
not
think
just wait till January? Do all online until January.
I would suggest to most
'Cause of
students
the economy.
self-isolate now and then return home. That's kind of what I would recommend, so that we don't have this situation where we're worried about everyone getting ill at Christmas. Because on that note, one headline that absolutely drove me insane on the papers last night, front of the Telegraph today. The NHS and the government haven't got enough flu vaccines for the elderly.
Oh my God, have you seen this?
I can't
Like they
actually
didn't know
fathom
this
this.
was going to bloody happen. I can't believe this. Did you see this, Lisa?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not enough
yeah,
flu
it's
vaccine.
not
Matt
enough.
Hancock had one last Friday though.
Oh, right, well, there you go.
Because he accidentally let it slip on the news. He went, oh, I've got mine booked this Friday.
Right.
And Kay went, oh, have you? Oh, a lot of people are having trouble booking
Well,
their flu
yeah,
vaccine.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what she's like.
I mean, it just strikes me as deranged yet again.
Gabrielle,
that-
for fuck's sake, what is wrong with our government? I don't think the Tories are going to get back in for decades.
And
after
here's the
this.
thing: I think
Honest to
there are
God.
particular issues for different generations. We've talked a lot about how we feel the young, and Carol Sikora was on Twitter today saying, why do we keep sort of stigmatising the young? We must stop. But then I do feel for the elderly and the older, myself included, because, you know, over 50, you're supposed to get a flu vaccine. You know, there are these various things that are there to help us, but even they aren't being looked at or looked
Yeah.
after. Gabrielle, I think somewhere, or Grania, was it?
Dragon Rose, put his name in capitals so I can pick it out.
Yeah, Gabrielle or Grania, sorry, I can't remember which of you was saying, why didn't they just turn the Nightingale into a COVID dedicated
Well, this is what we've
hospital?
talked about so much. There must be a reason
There
for
must
that.
be.
Maybe it's that people.
Transporting people.
I imagine if there's any nurses or anything on here, maybe you can tell us. I imagine that people are going in and they don't necessarily know they've got COVID. They go in for something else. It must be just logistically impossible to do that. I mean, it just must be.
Look, Danny Clark says flu jab, that's not Danny, the Danny we met yesterday, is it? Danny Clark says flu jab increases chances of getting COVID by 36%.
Oh, I don't think that's right.
My God.
I don't think that's right.
No?
No, we
No.
would have. Where did you get that from? I would double check those facts, guys.
Oh, right. I think it's because they don't have the staff to staff it. Nikki Macro, Dragon Rose, Lucas, I'm so proud of him. Oh, Dragon Rose, you were... Dragon...
I don't think they'd be giving people the flu jab if that was the case, honestly.
Were you asking for a name from Dragon Rose?
Yes, but happy birthday.
Oh, right. Just a quick one. S is for Sarah. Don't start me on the flu jab. I have an autoimmune illness, but I don't get an NHS one. But my healthy, fit husband, who's my carer, does. He's booked for the 10th. I can't book one at a pharmacy yet. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
I mean, that's why people that we have to... I mean, the thing is, they're saying to everybody over 50, get one. Why are they doing that if they haven't got enough for people with underlying health conditions and the elderly? I mean, loads of 50-year-olds now could have gone and got their flu jab. Yes, okay, I get it. You've got to... But it's much more important than other people. I've got my flu jab in October, so I'm diabetic. I know my dad has one because he's diabetic.
Dragon Rose Lucas, I think, is the name you're looking for.
Okay, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear 21st Lucas. Happy birthday to you.
Named after one of the greatest, well, not necessarily greatest directors, but the creator of Star Wars. What was I going to say? What were you just saying a minute before that? Oh, yeah, no, someone just said at 50, asking, yeah, my GP said, do you want to come for the flu jab?
That is because you're asthmatic, Mark.
Yeah, but equally, I feel very fit and healthy, so I don't want to take the flu jab that someone else could have.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I'm not high
Mark,
risk.
is this really true? They haven't got enough flu vaccines?
Well, I mean, it's there on the front of the Telegraph. I mean, I think there's a fear that there aren't enough. Henrietta Henson, flu jabs nearly free.
No, my 23-year-old is meant to have one. She told the nurse to give it to someone more needy.
Yeah, exactly.
Only
That's
Matt
what I do.
Hancock had done the same.
Tracy Evans, flu jab at 50. I'm 55. Yeah, I agree. Let's get Lisa in. So a number of people asking if Lisa ate the Black Forest gatto.
Lisa,
Come and tell them all about the Black Forest gatto.
Come in, Lisa.
You jump to the front, Lisa.
Are we allowed to say anything about why Lisa's here? Or is that all secret?
Look.
She's actually over there reading your book. That's not even a plant.
2 meters distance.
Oh yeah.
We've been observing it every time.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, to be honest. It's quite hard to have 2 meter distance when you've got your friend in your house.
It is. Yeah.
Which one do I look
But
at?
look at this
Do I
now.
look
We'll get
wrong?
bollocked for
Do I
this.
Look at that one
And
or
we
that
will-
Yeah,
are
look
a
at the
meeting.
camera, but the comments are coming on the screen.
I'll
So-
read out the comments.
Tell us, so why didn't you save me any Black Forest gatto?
Because I wanted to, and I know you'd be pissed off, and I know that the first thing that you would say when Kiki walked in, did you get me the cake, even though you said no.
So
and
I
I
made
said
the-
he's going to be so pissed off, and they went, no, it's best for him. And I was thinking,
So I
"No,
made
just
this
give him the
massive
cake."
Black Forest
Kiki
gatto.
messaged me and she said, Dad, I decided that you would hate us if we brought it, so I thought it was best you wouldn't know the best choice for you. And I said, yeah, you're right.
It's
Hang
the
on.
wrong choice.
It's the wrong choice. Did you
Oh,
make
look
a
at this.
Mars cake?
Caroline Rose, there is a scam going round, a phone call from Test and Trafes, which
Oh.
says you must isolate and pay for a postal test asking for card numbers.
Is that
Oh,
Watch
careful.
Lisa?
Lisa, everyone's saying hello,
Hi,
Lisa.
Liz.
Now Lisa is here because
Oh, there we
we
go.
have
Let's do
sprung
that.
a surprise on Mark yesterday,
Yeah.
but you won't see it until you
I can't
watch the
touch him.
vlog. But make sure if you're new to this channel that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified, and that you check out our family reality show, because I know there's lots of new people here. So
I'm reading all
check it
these-
out.
Look at all these lovely messages.
I know,
about
we've got
me.
the nice. It's like Lee says. He
But
goes, "You've
where's
got the
shit
nicest followers."
ones? Where's the ones that she
We
drives
don't.
me insane? She's got an annoying voice. She
Every-
swears a lot.
Every
And
Sun.
all that lot. There's none of it. Lovely.
We have got 99% lovely people on
We
this. I
love
tell you.
Lisa.
Can you please?
Yeah.
Can you
People
please
don't
hit the
like
thumbs
you.
up icon under me, please?
Yeah, hit the
Show
thumbs
them
up.
how lovely you are.
Lisa,
I've
Lisa,
never done this before.
Lisa is one of those people. Lisa's one of
It's
those
nice
people.
light.
I had a friend, Jim, when I was younger, who sadly died. He was an artist. but
Do
he
I
was
look like Jim?
No, not at all. Lisa's one of those people that if you have a problem with Lisa, the problem sits with you.
Oh, Lisa, love you. You're fabulous.
It's
Oh,
true.
I love you.
It's true.
Aw.
If you, how could you not get on with you and find you wonderful?
Oh, stop it.
Well, no, but it's true,
Made
isn't
me
it?
cry. I don't want to
Yeah.
cry. It's Tuesday morning. Every time I come over here, I cry.
Tuesday
it's
morning,
true,
you've not had
it's
any
true.
breakfast. I'm going to make you a nice breakfast now.
You're the only person I feel so comfortable with that if you walked
Stop
into the bedroom
it.
at night, I'd just be like, all right, Lisa, yeah.
Oh, like you did last
Ah, that's part of the surprise.
so funny.
How could
Oh my
anyone
God,
not
so-
love Lisa? Says take that up.
Exactly.
Ah.
You should have your own channel.
You
No,
should
it's
have your
far
own
too
channel.
much work.
It's a lot of work.
This work. Oh my God, I couldn't do that.
It's a
I
lot.
couldn't
She
do
sees. She
that. I
sees
see
how
all
much
the
work.
hard graft and all
Do you
the
know what?
worry.
It's funny because when we first started this channel, we did it actually as a way for part of our homeschooling. Actually, we talk about that in our book.
Yeah, it started with the Black Panther
Yeah.
the trailer reaction.
So-
No, movie review.
Yeah, because we wanted the girls to have a way to have a sort of debating, analytical
Mind.
sort of lesson like they might have in
And
English.
also, I wanted a movie channel, to be honest with you, and I just saw a way of kind of complementing their learning in it, didn't I?
Yeah, and then things have just gone on and on and on. And now it's Mark's full-time job, actually.
Yeah, pretty
isn't it?
much. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it's
it
just-
is full-time.
Yeah, it's full-time.
Oh, from the second
Yeah.
I get in here, it's like, hi, hello, I've just got to go and edit
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and he's off.
Yeah, no,
I
It's
mean, he's
full-time.
constant- He does love it, though.
Yeah.
He does.
We
They
do love it. We absolutely love it. But it has become, I mean, obviously I go out and do lose a couple of days a week, but it's become a full-time job for us. This is actually our job now. We feel like we have a TV channel that we're also just invested in, because we know people right from the beginning. So it's just snowballed out of nowhere, really.
And it really is those sort of individual relationships as well, like Leo and Ashley and tra-la-la. You know, there's so many people that sort of come through, Darren, you know,
So many people. We know your names.
Clark, Judy
Yeah.
Phillips, you know, it's just so many
And then
people.
you've got to know our
Lucy
friends
Rose.
as well and our family. It's just become, but it all started
nice.
with us doing a movie channel.
It's
Weird, isn't
Crazy,
it?
isn't it?
Who would have thought? Anyway, shout out to Janice Muir. Lots and lots of love to you
I'm
all.
just
When
reading them all.
Vlogmas will start 1st of December.
Wow, Vlogmas is coming.
I wish Lisa was my neighbour.
I know, so do I. She lives bloody miles away.
I love my neighbour.
Oh, love you all.
Oh, guys. Mwah.
See you soon. Is there a vlog tonight, Mark?
There'll be a green-fingered hell landing later today.
Because, was there a vlog yesterday?
There's loads
No.
of surprises.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, lots of
love.
surprises to come, courtesy of Madam here.